Welcome to the iconic Castillo del Lago, located at 6342 Mulholland Highway in the Hollywood Hills. This house is just over 10,500 square feet. Highlights include an incredible two-story living room and a circular staircase that spans 6 floors, 9 bedrooms, and 6 bathrooms. It is considered one of the most incredible examples of Spanish colonial architecture in Southern California. It's currently on the market for $21 million. The house was built in 1926. The Spanish colonial revival house was formerly owned by Madonna. I'm here with the owner of Castillo del Lago, Leon Max. He's going to take us on a tour today of this magnificent residence. Here we are in the most beautiful two-story drawing room I have ever been in.
I think it's the largest space, and the house is really well planned to take advantage of the view of the lake in this direction and this courtyard on the other side, which happen to have a bonus, the Hollywood sign can be seen from that garden. Just a lovely light that comes in. This hill is sort of the last hill to lose light in the evening. Like very often when I come around the bend and it's already dark below, and as I come up, it's still sunny here. It was one of the first houses built in that Hollywood land development in the 20s.
For entertaining, it's a beautiful space.
Great for entertaining. Because all the doors are open in the summer.
Right,
one can go into the garden, or one can go on this terrace here.
It's extraordinary to be right in the spot.
The whole thing is a mixture of Renaissance style and North African style, which I think works really well for Spanish Revival architecture.
The different materials really resonate with the tile floors and the different elements that make the room so special.
The interior design here, I think I was watching too many segments of the Thrones series.
Now we're in really a very beautiful space. It's the media room. You have to tell us about this.
Yeah, well, I can't take credit for it because it was already done like that, but it's amusing enough that I kept it. I don't know if it was done during the Madonna's days or the next owner. I suspect it was the next owner. And this was basically a sitting arrangement that somehow got made into a bed and then never dismantled again. These embroidered things are called Suzanis. They come from Central Asia. Most of them are 19th century. I think it's conducive to interesting dreams. So it's a good place to have to smoke a joint.
So we are now in the tower.
I think it was Madonna's yoga room. And now I spent quite a lot of time here. It's this octagonal, relatively small space. And I made it into this draped tent. Using Renaissance motif for the print, because I wanted it to be still kind of casual. Of course, all of these French doors bend back. In the summer, I can open every single door.
Right.
And so it's like living in a tent up on top of the mountain. And little birds come and sit here on the railing to wake me up in the morning. It was a very different experience of any kind of a bedroom that one can conjure up. I mean, it's almost like sleeping outdoors, but in great style.
Leon, I'd love to hear what your favorite features are in this room.
It sits 12 and great for dinners because we light up all the candles here and there, and all this gilt work and silver glistens in a very lovely manner.
This honeycomb pattern is the original detail in the house that you restored.
The charm of this house is that it was built in 26. Tile work, of course, is original everywhere. It was part of that aesthetic in the 20s. And I think people that live in this kind of houses or buy this kind of houses are very much preoccupied with the original elements being preserved.
The space is so romantic.
Yeah, it's very romantic.
Very beautiful.
In the evening, indeed, yes.
So this staircase is an interesting feature.
Yes, well, it's 6 stories. One can walk up the spiral staircase. Oh, of course, just take the elevator.
Or just take the elevator.
As you come up, there's a gym, there's a separate apartment, And as you come up, this becomes sort of the front door, technically, of the house, with this rose garden to the left and the spectacular views of downtown to the right. There's someone planted a vineyard there. There's an olive grove on the hill. And of course, the lake. So you get this panoramic view from here. And of course, the garden has taken it over completely here. What appears to be fig ivy. And then flaming roses are woven into it. So when it's in season, these columns are sort of festooned with roses.
So here we are in really one of the most charming libraries.
It's sort of my personal domain. These two paintings on the walls.
They're amazing.
These harbor scenes, yeah, from 17th century pictures. They just happen to fit here so well. I brought them from England and they make for this kind of wallpaper.
They make the room. They're quite fabulous. What about, do you ever put the fireplace on?
Oh yes, absolutely, when it's cold.
Makes it so cozy.
California, most of the houses are designed for indoor-outdoor flow.
It's so beautifully done. Every plant seems like it's been here for forever.
Well, some were, in fact. Because I like the overgrown look of this fig ivy and jasmine, the wild kind of a romantic feel to this small garden that one can create here. And of course, the smell of all the fruit trees and jasmine is another benefit at night. So one can light the fireplace, sit here with a drink. It's an incredible aroma. It's quiet. It's lovely.
I love how sumptuous the space is.
I have this beautiful 16th century Italian wedding bed, and I had the curtains made, basically it's an Indian design from the 18th century, but basically it functions as a his and hers because there are two loos on either side. The primary bathroom is original. I haven't made any changes to it. So this room is surrounded by balconies, so all the French doors open up onto the balconies and you have different views, a view on downtown over a reflective pool in this direction, a view on the lake and the hills, and of course a lot of light.
But I love also you have a desk here. The whole space is used.
There was a fireplace here in the sitting area, and Madonna's bed was on that side, and this side with basically all of her clothes done on racks.
So we're in the informal dining room. It overlooks the pool and the gardens.
Well, this is a lovely place for breakfast when the weather is good. And as you can see, the wisteria is just beginning to pop, buds, but when it's in full bloom, it creates this kind of a hanging ceiling of wisteria. And the smell of it is lovely. On a sunny day, we usually use this room for breakfast and small dinners.
So here we are in the kitchen, which I love because it's very neutral in the house that's so vibrant and exciting.
Madonna, her brother, designed this. My only contribution is this stove. It was made for the house, but it's fairly minimal.
It's functional and it's simple. You can't almost do this better.
So principal views from the house over this reflective pond and onto the downtown. And so originally it was designed to line up with the city hall, which you can see on the background. And now we have this view of all these buildings, lovely at night when it's all lit up. And of course the view of the lake in this direction and the view on the house. And when it's in full bloom, it's really something to behold.
But these grounds are part of 3 acres, where you have beautiful lawns, shrubs, flowers, trees. It's just all part of what makes this estate so really special.
This place is extremely private because it sits above the city noise. And so when you're here, you're in your own little world.
Thank you so much for joining us on this tour of Castillo del Lago. This house is just over 10,500 square feet and sits on almost 3 acres and features authentic Spanish colonial architecture. The most amazing thing about this property are the 360-degree views. It's rare to find a house today that has such incredible architectural pedigree and has been preserved the way this house has been preserved. It's currently on the market for $21 million.